Panther family, what is going on? I got another episode of I Will State here. And today I could not be more excited to have my guest because not only is she a budding star on the softball team and quite the badass off the field as well, excuse my French on that one. But the softball season is about to start here in a few days. So pretty exciting stuff. I'll go ahead and let her introduce herself and then we'll go ahead and go into the interview.
I just wanted to thank you first for this opportunity. My name is Havalynn Abernathy. I am a sophomore on the Georgia State softball team, also a political science major, and I am from Kennesaw, Georgia, so about 20 minutes north of Atlanta.
Oh yeah, didn't go too far. Well, Havalynn, I am so excited to have you. I know you're just going to give me some incredible answers today, so I'm pumped.
Of course. Thank you. I'm excited.
Of course. So I'll start off the first question. It's a question that everybody gets because it's just, it's a good starting question and it's a great insight to what your experience at Georgia State has been like so far. So, so far in your Georgia State career, I know it's still pretty young.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite part or favorite memory? If there's a road trip last season or something like that, or maybe just an outing that you and some teammates did, or really just, your favorite part of the university in general. What so far is something that you really enjoyed about being a Georgia State student athlete?
I would definitely say this year I got the opportunity to be nominated to be on the Georgia State homecoming court, and I actually won Georgia State blue and white royalty. So I felt very honored to be selected amongst my peers, and just the whole aspect of, I feel like sometimes as athletes, we get wrapped up in only one circle of people, but like I got to, the opportunity to expand my circle with homecoming court, seeing different sides of campuses. I mean, I got to campaign in the student center actually, and I don't think I went there more than 3 times last year. So being there almost daily, it was like, wow, this university has so many great things to offer. My teammates have my back. They were cheering me on during the game, and it was just kind of like a full circle moment. And actually something pretty cool that I think is what made it a little bit more special for me. My mom, she actually attended Georgia State and she ran track here. So her sophomore year, she won, they called it Miss Sophomore back then, but she won it her sophomore year too. So I just thought that was really cool and kind of felt like I fulfilled something in a way. So that's my favorite memory so far.
Wow, that is really cool, actually. The fact that you and your mom basically won the same thing your sophomore year. That's really cool, actually, carrying on the little family tradition there.
Yes, so, definitely.
If you end up having a daughter one day, you know what that means. You got to come to Georgia State.
I have 2 little sisters, and she's thinking about coming here, so we'll see.
Hey, continue the tradition. Hey, we'll take all the Abernathys we can get.
Of course.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. Thank you for sharing that with me. Yeah, no, I did see that you were actually on the homecoming court last year. I remember seeing the presentation during halftime and whatnot.
Yes.
Who would have known that I'd be interviewing you?
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's too cool. Cool. So my next question will go a little bit back in time here. So for those of you, those of my listeners who may not know, you actually did win a state championship in 2020 at Mount Perrin Christian in Kennesaw. You even hit a home run during that game-winning game or game-clinching game. So kind of walk us, what did that moment feel like and what kind of celebration ensued after pulling something like that off?
Oh gosh. Okay. So that whole moment, hitting the home run, it was definitely a testimony to my story as a softball player. All my life, I grew up batting right-handed, and I made the decision pretty late in my high school career that I wanted to take sophomore more seriously. So one of the things that I thought would really help me appeal to recruits was switching to the left side. So my senior year was a year that I decided to do that, which was a big risk to take, especially not knowing what was really to come. So like for the home run to happen on my last game on the field, it was pretty big. I remember running through the bases. Like when I was going to second, the defense was like, what is this girl doing? Like I was jumping in the air. I was so hyped for that moment. I came in, all my teammates hugged me. I think we were up at that point. So it was just like a momentum thing at that point. And so afterwards, our celebration, I think we started crying. Like it was just, that's probably one of my top 10 memories in life. It was an amazing experience.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, you're showing some skill, got some ambidextrous skill, hitting like that. That's a, like you said,
Yeah,
it's a valuable skill to have as a softball player. And
definitely.
who knows, maybe that's why Georgia State, ended up wanting to come on as a Panther. That's
For
cool.
sure.
That's cool. And hey, don't feel any shame about jumping up and down, round and second.
Yeah, no.
I would have been doing the same thing. Anyone judging in that moment, they're just jealous they didn't hit the home run. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. And hey, hopefully you'll have one of those moments in a Sun Belt tournament or something like that.
Yes,
So
definitely hope so.
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Cool. So yeah, so talking a little bit more about this upcoming season that you guys have. I don't know how often this has happened in Georgia State history, but you guys got an incredible schedule coming up. Part of what makes it so incredible is that you have 3 early season tournaments that you guys are hosting, which I that's just awesome. You get to host a tournament like that. And I said a little off air a couple minutes ago, you're getting to go down to Miami soon.
Yes.
So I'm sure that can't be too bad.
No, not at all. I'm really excited.
Exactly. So with you guys having such an awesome schedule this season, I do have to know what series or maybe even tournaments are you looking forward to the most this season?
I would say our first one, definitely Miami. I'm the type of player I really like. I would say my motto is to set the tone. So I think coming out to Miami, I think it's going to be a great experience. Number one, I've never been, so I think that's going to be fun in itself. Excited to get away from the Georgia weather and get some sun down there, hopefully. We have a mix of really great competition. I feel like we're playing Clemson, FIU, and Kansas City. But I think what's really going to carry us through that tournament is the faith that we have in each other. Like the team chemistry that we have this year, I would say it's pretty unmatched to last year. And you can really tell that we love each other and we want to have our teammates back. So I can't wait for that tournament. I'm really excited.
Awesome. Yeah, no, hey, I probably would pick the Miami one too, maybe for some of the similar reasons, maybe different ones too, but I'm right there with you. And, I've definitely noticed whoever runs the Twitter account for the softball team, some of the content they're sharing, you can just tell you guys are a very close-knit team.
Yeah, definitely. It's awesome.
Good to see.
Great to have.
And like you kind of said, that's not speaking that you guys weren't close last season, but
right.
Then it's kind of
it's
up
just
to ante.
stronger.
Yeah. Exactly. Cool. So this next question, I will say I'm definitely not talking any smack. I'm actually trying to get you guys fired up. So I'm guessing you and the team may have seen this, but you guys were actually selected to finish last in the Sun Belt this year. So what are you guys going to do to make all of those bozos eat some crow, prove everyone wrong this season?
Yeah.
What are you guys going to do to prove some people wrong?
Definitely. I think one thing that we have focused on this year compared to previous seasons is our mentality. Coach Angie, she has done a fantastic job of really getting us to look at our mental aspect of the game. During practices, we'll take time, sometimes even an hour out of our practice to just read and digest a book that we've been reading together. We've been doing worksheets where we can really set our goals for the week. I like how it's broken down that way. I feel like it helps me focus. And then also we get to hear about like our teammates writing the player of the week. So after practice, she'll stop us, read the papers, say someone was the player of the week because X, Y, and Z. And it just really, I think, is what has helped our bond grow so strong. Just the chemistry. You feel good after you practice, and you just want to have each other's back. And I think that's really what's going to carry us. I think our response to adversity is really key here. I think that we're going to take it and just use it as a momentum builder throughout the season. And I'm really excited. So.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, hey, when I saw it, I was a little shocked. I wasn't expecting us to finish first. We're in a conference with Louisiana. They're
great competition.
So yeah, so I figured they'd probably get picked first, like they did, but I'm still shocked to see us get picked last. But I think what they're not taking into account is kind of things that you can't measure on paper, which is exactly Angie, which Coach Angie seems like she's incredible at. I remember Bailey was speaking about that last year about how just the kind of the culture change, for lack of better term.
Definitely.
And I don't know. I got a lot of faith in Coach Angie. I know you guys do too, and I'm sure, I'm positive. I'd bet money on it at this point that we don't finish last in the conference this season. So we'll see what happens, and I'm definitely excited about this season. I'll say this: there's one team that I just feel like it's worth mentioning that we're tied with to finish last, and that's Georgia Southern. So yeah, as long as we do better than them, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, definitely. State, not Southern.
Exactly. State, never Southern. I love it. I love it. Cool. So my next question is one that I'm actually really excited to kind of talk to you about. It's something I kind of mentioned when I said that you are, excuse my French again, but a badass off the field as well. And really why you are so impressive, not just because you're a student athlete and you have this schedule and you're, taking life by the horns, but you actually are currently the president of the Black Student Athlete Association here at Georgia State, which is to be the president of it as a sophomore, I will tell you right now, is incredibly impressive. So I really want to kind of hear what that's about. So kind of walk us through what the association really is and what kind of impact you guys are looking to make on campus.
Definitely. So I was blessed enough. My good friend, JC Goodwin, she's also on the softball team. So she is president of SAC. And so I believe earlier in the year, she attended a conference. A friend of hers at Texas State, who is also a SAC rep, mentioned to her how she kind of got BSAA going at Texas State. And JC said, that's a great idea. Let's try it here. So from then on, it was just kind of like SAC's baby. And then she asked me if I would be willing to take on the task of becoming president. And that's right up my alley. I was super excited to do it. So we actually got to present it at a staff meeting in front of all of athletics coaches, the director. So that was a great moment for me. I felt like I was really kind of coming into a leadership role, and I wanted to make sure everything I did was intentional and just correct. Because when you come about these situations, it's really important that you're sensitive to these topics, but still make sure that you're kind of making a change. So the kind of premise of BSAA is to cultivate a safe environment for our Black student athletes to decompress and also celebrate their differences amongst peers while building character for the betterment of our university, community, and future. Something that a lot of people ask me is that if it's for everyone, and I say yes. This is because I feel like if everyone doesn't hear about these experiences that Black athletes go through, then you're not really going to see a change, because something that you may feel, that could be something else that someone that has never seen or experienced firsthand in their life. So I just thought it was really important for everyone to be a part of this, so a real change could happen. Some of the things that we're doing with BSAA, me and JC kind of have created a program called Panther Vision. It's a community service outlet, and where we will be reaching out to inner city schools, high school, middle schools, elementary schools, just kind of like taking kids under our wings as a mentorship program. So things that I never had when I was this young, like financial literacy. How do you do a FAFSA? What do coaches look at from college athletes? And then like just how to be a well-rounded person. I think this is going to be something great for the university, and I'm really excited. We actually had our first meeting last night, and it was a success. So if you guys get the chance, please follow at GSU BSAA on Instagram, and also our SAC page at GSU SAAC. But yeah, I'm super excited.
That's awesome. That sounds incredible. And I really am excited to see the impact you guys make, not only on campus, but the entire community of Atlanta.
Definitely.
That's awesome. I think I had a basketball player on over a year ago, and he said something very similar. And it's actually, I should mention the basketball player is now graduated. He's been graduated for years, right? So look back on it.
Right.
Same thing where, giving people like young athletes the literacy, like how to handle these situations and what coaches are going to be looking at, and how to set up your huddle profile and things like that,
Yes,
right?
things like that, little things.
Exactly. I think that's just awesome. And
Yeah,
you guys are gonna make a way bigger impact than you honestly think. So
I
that's
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
of course. No, I love hearing it. That's so cool. Cool. So yeah, so I feel like it's almost should end on that, but I have one more question for you. So we'll get this one more question and then I'll let you go. I know your schedule pretty hectic as you set off air. You got some training and weightlifting to do, so we'll let you get back to that. But yeah, this last question, as I just mentioned, and you were talking about, obviously, you're the president of the Black Student Athlete Association. You're majoring in political science, but you're also a great softball player. You know, you got a lot of talent on the softball diamond as well. So, what's in the future for Havalynn? Is it going to be a career in politics? Are we going to be seeing you on a political ticket sometime soon, or are you going to try and maybe have a playing / coaching career in softball? Like, what's really your aspiration at this point?
I would say I'm very fortunate and blessed to have my parents, lead and guide me throughout life. And they're definitely my biggest inspiration when it comes to career path. So my dad, he's currently a lawyer and a pastor. And my mom, she was an educator for over 10 years. So as far as me, I've done a couple internships. I've tried different things, but right now what's clicking for me is definitely law. So I see myself graduating from Georgia State and moving on to law school. As far as what type of law I'd like to study, not really sure yet, still kind of in the air, but definitely I see that as my career path. And as far as softball goes, I do love it, but also I love the fact that it's always keeping me active, something to do. I stay busy with it. So I have a great relationship with my high school coach, Greg Giles. So he was actually the coach that that one year, my senior year, we had a coaching change and he was him, and I absolutely love him. So I could see myself helping out at Mount Perrin Christian School with the softball team. But yeah, that's how I see myself in my future as of right now.
Okay, hey, I love it. I love it. You know, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, there's at your age, there's making your parents proud, and there's doing what you're doing. You know, I'm sure your parents are incredibly proud of you. So yeah, so that's cool. You know, I would love to see you know, continue a career in softball, being a huge sports fan. But hey, you know, we need more lawyers and good lawyers at that. So that's awesome. That's awesome. I can tell you're gonna have an incredibly bright future no matter which avenue you take.
Thank you so much.
Of course. But yeah, as I mentioned, Havalynn, we'll let you go on that one. But before I do let you go, I do want to thank you again so much for giving me your time. This was an awesome interview. I feel like you know, every student athlete I've interviewed is obviously a very bright, very bright young person in this world. But you kind of have taken the cake, I gotta admit. So of course. So yeah, so thank you again for coming on. Good luck this season. Try not to have too much fun in Miami. All right, it's a crazy place.
My bad.
But yeah, good luck to you and your teammates this season. Hopefully I can have one of your teammates later on this season actually, and we can all catch up. So but yeah, good luck again, and thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Of course. Thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate you.
Of course. All right, Panther family. As always, go Panthers, and I'll see you guys next time.